Welcome to The Blueprint with my very special guest, legendary producer, DJ, artist, man like Nookie. We were just talking football because obviously he's an avid Tottenham supporter.
And he's got his PSG top on.
Well, I've got my PSG top on only because I like Jordan. But I do like the tracksuit.
No, it's a nice tracksuit. Yeah, he's a nice tracksuit.
Come on, bruv.
You know what I mean?
We met out. This is how mad it was. He was giving me jib. Oh, is it like he'd been here like 2-3 weeks ago, and then I saw him in the traffic, so I just waved, and apparently I sent him to Orsett Hall. So you went to a spa or something?
You told me it's Orsett Hall, Grays. So I said, okay, cool. Put it in the Google map. Sent me to some restaurant, some hotel, some spa place.
You can see we know each other really well. Anyway, I wanted to say welcome, brother.
Cheers.
This guy here, we've had a musical marriage relationship for many a year. Gosh, that lasted about,
oh my
blimey, that lasted about 10-15 years.
Yeah, what, when we were doing stuff together in the studio? Yeah. I
want to take it back before that. Listen, if you lot don't know, this geezer's legendary, yeah? He's got a new album. It comes out next Friday on Metalheads, which is, what's the date?
Friday the 13th. Yeah, unlucky for some, but hopefully not for me.
I had to double
it. Friday the 13th October.
Yeah, big shout out to Goldie. We'll come back to the album because you're going to play some tunes, obviously, off the album. Yeah. Gav, I wanted to take it right back to when we first met, bro. I mean, you've been on my Blueprint show previous when I was on Radar, and that was a good 4 or 5 years ago now.
Yeah, at least.
But I met you through Pedro.
Yeah, a good friend Pedro.
And you was rolling with Peds before I was.
Yeah.
You were working at Red Records?
Yeah, I was working at Red Records in the West End. Well, originally in Peckham, then West End. Pedro was working in Red Records in Brixton. We became good friends. And then, he introduced me to you when you were working down City Sounds, right?
Which was 92. That would have been 91, 92.
Yeah, 91, 92.
Because I'd already met Pedro and we were rolling together 88, 89. We'd already become friends when I was at Astoria because I was getting him work.
Right, okay, yeah.
So that must have been slightly just after. But the first time I remember you was you done a remix on Profile Records, the US label.
Yeah, well, originally
it was a ragga tune.
Yeah, it was a ragga hip hop tune. So originally it was on Fashion Records in the UK. Big shout out to Mr. P, and and then he got licensed to Profile Records in America, which I was just over the moon with because I've always wanted one of them profile jackets.
Have you still got it?
I've still got it. It's got my initial on there, GC.
What?
And they were like gold dust. Absolute gold dust. The black and green, profile jacket, massive profile at the back. That was cool. Yeah, that was the start of my production journey.
So that was 80.
That was 89, I think. 89, 90, yeah, because I done Zig It Up by Florgan and Ninja Man, the main attraction remix. Then I done the Cutty Ranks Stopper remix under main attraction as well. And that was the one that got licensed to Profile. So yeah, it was about 1991, yeah.
So let's take it back. You got brought up in Hertfordshire?
Yeah, born and bred in Hertfordshire. I was innocent little Hertfordshire boy, and then started working in London, and Pedro taught me the ways of the
South
streets.
London.
Yeah, the South London, the South London ways.
Shenanigans, cool. Big shout out to Peds because he's been a big part of our life forever. When did he go back on? Was he on the trains then? Or was he working in the shop? Then went to the trains, then came back.
I think he was on. I think he was at the shop first, and then when he left the shop, he went on to the trains.
Yeah, because he went missing for a few years, and I remember calling him out of the blue, and I was like, "Bro, you need to come back, do some driving."
Yeah.
And then he came back after that.
Yeah. I mean, we'd always kept in touch because I was still working at the shop, but only for about a year or two. And then I defected from the record shop because it was Red Records. Then he got changed to Unity Records, and then it just went to pieces due to certain management.
But that was the way that that was the way that we learned. I guess we were understudies. We were getting the promos first.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I started off at City Sounds. Then I was there for 3 or 4 years. Then I'd go on to Black Market. Like you said, you were at Red. Then it went to what?
Unity Records.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a whole education process. I mean, we learned a lot. We met a lot of people. You know, that's when I first met Fabio and Groove and Frost and Paul Okafold, Paul Trouble Anderson, Norman J. They all used to come in the shop, and you know, it was a regular thing, and it was a regular meeting place. You know, not like these days, and you know, where it's all faceless now. Before, you had to go physically to the shop and meet people, and it was good times. Yeah.
Well, going back to that original time when you was growing up, what music were you being fed, and did Mum and Dad have an influence? I know Maisie's older than you, so was she playing music in the house?
Yeah, Maisie.
Big shout out to Maisie. I ain't seen her for ages. It's mad because we used to make music in his mum's pantry. Like it was like this little cupboard room. It was long, and he had his set up in there, and we'd go and say hello. It was in the house in
we made a lot of remixes.
Wasn't it?
No, it was in Hoddesdon.
That's it.
We made a lot of classics there. That's where we made Terrorists.
Yeah.
We blew up my dad's speaker. So,
and he nicked a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, he nicked a bottle of champagne as compensation. As revenge.
Like, we've got so many stories because we all used to go.
He ain't having that bottle of champagne back.
No.
He blew up my speaker.
Sorry, Dad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how are the parents, first of all?
Yeah, they're all good.
Mum and Dad?
Yeah,
and his mum's Mauritian, so it's nuts.
Yeah.
So I used to go around there and we used to speak a bit of Mauritian.
Yeah, them two used to speak Creole. I didn't have a clue what you were saying.
That's right. And there was always cooking going on in your house. Your dad was an avid cook.
Yeah, my dad was a wicked cook.
Always cooking for your mum.
Both my mum and dad are good cooks. So like my sister, she was learning to play piano. My mum played piano. So there's always music in the house. My dad loved his music. But because I got 2 older sisters, they were into their soul, jazz, funk back in them days. You know what I mean? SOS Band and, you know, Imagination and all that, and, you know, Light of the World and all that. So I got kind of brought up listening to that, and I kind of got into the more the electro and the more hip hop stuff. But I still knew about my soul and jazz funk. So
that was your bread and butter. That was your upbringing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what was the first hip hop song that you heard that kind of went, oh, this is different?
Cool. Well, I mean, the old Malcolm McLaren stuff and stuff, you know, Man Parish.
Bebop.
Yeah, hip hop bebop.
E.T. Phone Home.
Yeah, Arthur Baker. Oh my God, some big tunes back in the day. And I used to go because from my background, my dad's used to meet up a lot with a lot of his mates that used to live in Hong Kong. So he used to meet up with them every Sunday in the West End, and we used to go up and have dim sum every Sunday. And he would go and talk to his mates, catch up with his mates, and me and Maisie used to go to Groove Records down Greek Street. So we used to always go down there, and I said, I just love it in there. And just
how old was you? 14,
Oh
15?
God, yeah, I was like 14, 15, yeah. And on a Monday, I used to go back to school with a fresh Groove Records bag, and everyone was like, wow, yeah, he's got this Groove Records bag, what is it? And yeah, I used to love it in there, and seeing the old girl, the auntie, I can't remember her name now, but she was amazing. She run that shop. You know what I mean, she was literally.
And she knew everything.
Yeah, she was sitting in the corner.
She would tell you what the import was.
Yeah, I would go in there and ask the guys, the young guys. Oh, and I'm after this hip hop tune. I don't know what it's called, but it's got a couple of words like this. They were like, no, I don't know. Asked the auntie. She was like, yeah, it's this one. Just pull it out. She knew everything. She just used to
sit in the corner.
Yeah, just sit in the corner.
Nothing.
Yeah, not say nothing.
Yeah.
She knew all the tunes.
That's like the guy who played the record in Canada. Have you been to that shop?
No.
He's like this dude, a little Asian dude in there, and you're just looking at him and thinking, no, he don't know the record.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you say something, he's like, yeah, I know which one it is.
Yeah.
And he'll just pull it straight out.
Yeah,
but we're avid record collectors, and we played at so many parties together. My God.
Yeah.
I mean, the 80s and the 90s were amazing for us.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about so your musical talent of playing the piano. I would say comes from your sisters then.
Yeah, my sister and my mum. I never really.
You weren't classically trained.
No, I wasn't classically trained. Yeah, they were.
Okay. And you picked it up from there.
Yeah, I picked it up from there, and I always knew what I wanted, what sounded good, and what I wanted a certain piece to sound like. So I always had that vision. So I knew what was out of tune and didn't sound right. As you know, because we've been in the studio many times, and I'm telling you, no, that don't sound right. But yeah, so it's mainly from my mum and my sister. But yeah, like I said, I've never been classically trained. I just
you play
self-taught. Yeah, just self-taught, and yeah, I know basic chords.
I think a lot of the time when you were in the studio, you were hard on me, but that made me a better producer in the long run. Because after when I started to engineer. And it's like boxing, it's like anything. If you take the easy route, you're never going to be that creative, because 2012, my dad died, and I actually decided, right, I'm actually going to engineer now. Yeah. And that really helped me along my career. Because I just knew what I wanted to sound, because I think we were talking off camera the other day. So my first engineer, I don't know if actually you know him. You remember Aston?
Yeah, I know Aston, yeah. So fellow Tottenham boy.
Oh, is he really? Yeah. I heard he's flying planes now, bro.
Is he?
Yeah, he's got a licence to fly planes, because I haven't spoke to him for a little while. But big up Aston, and also Cole Tough Brown, because he was one of the first engineers at Noisegate Studios. Yeah. So we used to go up there, because obviously Rebel was there. That was like the meeting point for a lot of stuff that was going on. Shout out to Shut Up and Dance as well, because they were one of the originals.
The originals, like Rebel, they were like the original sound system crews from back in the day, and that was my original production name was Main Attraction, and that was part of the whole South London sound system. Main Attraction was with Philip Yap, who used to manage Red Records in Brixton. Wow. So I teamed up with him. So
also, if people don't know, Aston was Blab's posse.
Yeah, Blab's posse, yeah.
And also Aston was working a lot with Dave Lee at that point. I think Dave Lee did some of the Blab's posse stuff as well.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure he did, but there was a connection there.
Yeah.
Now, to pinpoint this, obviously we all came through House 88, 89. One of your tunes, Save My Bacon. We ended up playing in Italy. I've forgotten where it was.
They're not big on the drum and bass and jungle over
Rimini.
there.
Oh gosh, yeah, they were not, and they were quite unkind. And they all sat down, all 3,000 of them, whilst I was playing. And that one tune that saved my life, Gav had done a techno mix of Inner City Life, and I played that, and they all got up and danced, and I had to be escorted out of the club, and people were throwing bottles at me, bro. I don't think I've ever been scared before at a gig.
Oh God, that's crazy.
It was they obviously didn't like the sounds of Blackness, and they weren't having any of it. And I later on I found out that it was kind of a Gabba techno club, and obviously there's no integration with colour at any certain level, even though they were brave to try it.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But that techno mix saved your life. So that must be 95, 96?
Yeah, 95, 96. But what the point that I was making was your influence of how your interpretation of techno is phenomenal. Like, it's out of this world. There's one tune, I think it's called Over Again, or Not Over, on the album.
Oh, okay, Over and Over.
Over and Over.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, and even the Rage mix of and even the tunes that you made with Peds, the Dog on the Donut.
Dog on the Donut,
yeah. like those early tunes had that techno.
Yeah, it always had that techno
rave
influence.
But more techno, Detroit, Juan Atkins, Derek May, Kevin Saunderson, that vibe. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's where we come from. That's our kind of musical pedigree, and where we learn our trade is through the techno scene and what they were doing back then. You know, all the labels like Transmat and, you know, Underground Resistance. They were doing some amazing things and groundbreaking stuff, and we kind of took it to, I think we took it to the next level by adding the break beats and stuff, you know. But I've always had that kind of techno influence. Always loved that.
And when you did that remix of Zig It Up on Profile, so that was 88, 89.
88, 89.
How old was you then? So we was in our 20s then?
I must have been about, 19, 20. Yeah, because I'd just done that as a little home kind of mix thing on in my bedroom, and then I put it on tape, and I played it in the record shop, and the rep from Jetstar was walking in, and he heard it, he loved it. So
you was a b-boy then back in the day?
Pretty much, yeah.
So that coming through that soul funk jazz, and then the b-boy era, and then linking up 80, 89, working in the shop, listening to house. I mean, that was a great time for music, and a great time for people. I mean, Paul Trouble Anderson, R.I.P. Wow, I used to warm up for him at Legends. I was playing at Astoria. That's how I met. That's how I met Peds, because I was walking to Astoria. I'd parked the car 3 blocks down, and I was carrying these boxes, and I'd seen him out, and then because he used to wear that hat like Matthew B. Do you remember? The cycle hat.
The cycle hat.
And he goes, "Bruv, do you want to have with them boxes?" And I looked at the size of him, and I thought, "Yeah, all right then, mate." And then we became good friends, all of us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Paul Trouble Anderson, he was, to me, like the first proper superstar DJ, and someone that I looked up to as well. When he walked into the shop, everyone knew about it. Do you know what I mean? Everyone just
he had that presence.
He had that presence.
Yeah,
and he was amazing because he used to cycle down to the record shop, and he was a really nice guy as well. Really,
take time out. He wasn't big-headed.
No, he wasn't big-headed.
I remember playing at Limelight, and Gav, I'd smashed it, bro. Like, I'd played 2 hours. I was sweating. The place was popping, and he came in with that tune, Slam Slam, move your body to the bro. When he landed that tune, he looked over and he went, "Ricky, you're a bad man still," and he just carried on smoking his spliff and playing. And he was holding the mix, and I just was standing to the side, and he'd always tell you what the record is, because even when I played at Legends, he'd just say to me, this is the record. Like, look, he'd even take it off and show you afterwards, and so kind, such a loving, beautiful man, bad boy dancer,
the wicked dancer.
What? My man used to play the tune, come off round the side, and then dance in front of the decks, and still come back and put it in the mix.
First ever guest list that I actually got on to. I was only young then. I used to have to pay to get into clubs now, but the first guest list, Paul,
Dingwalls.
Yeah, Dingwalls. Paul put me on the guest list for Dingwalls. Paul put me on the guest list for Dingwalls. I'm like, wow, this is brilliant. I bought him a few drinks and that. Yeah, he was amazing. Wicked dancer.
But he was like he was like a god to us, because seeing somebody like that of colour being able to play in clubs, and he was a soul boogie disco guy, do you know, but he knew every aspect of everything. Do you remember Frankie Valentine?
Yeah, of course. Frankie Valentine.
Like, Frankie, we love you, bro. Remember Frank and T? Getting a hell of a lot of feedback. What's going on there? Ooh, crackling in the we might have some technicalities going on, but anyway, we'll push on. This is the Blueprint series. I'm here with the legendary Nookie. We're going in deep right now. We've got some feedback in the speakers door. I know we're live at the moment. We're just trying to rectify that. I'm not too sure what's happening with the mics at the moment. So the techno side of things came in. We're now into 88, 89. You then started 91, 92.
Yeah.
You started with Daddy Arms House Records.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, because at that time I was working with Peds in the record shop. We started up Daddy Arms House Records as a little white label thing, just for our own productions. And that lasted a few years. But it was a lot of work. A lot of work running a label, especially back then, because
pressing, picking up,
you have to
masters.
do everything. The art, from the artwork, to pressing, going to do the mastering, go to the pressing plant, going to all the record shops, the distributors.
So was you working on the S900 then?
I was working on the S900, originally the S900. Well, before that it was the Casio RZ1. Which had like a 1.5 second sample time, which at that time was amazing. And then, I moved to the S900, then 950, and then, I think we went on to the 1000, didn't we? That's when I started working with you, 1000 and then the 3000s.
I mean, that was an interesting time because Atari had MIDI and that changed everything.
Yeah, we were working on
because
Atari.
Before there was a few other, I think there was the Commodore, but when Atari did that with MIDI on the side, that was a game changer.
Yeah. MIDI was it helped us all out. I mean, at that time, I had very little equipment. I had the Korg M1 keyboard, the Akai 950. 16-channel mixer and the Atari ST, and that was it.
And your dad's Sony speakers.
Yeah, my dad's Sony speakers.
Oh, they were banging. Because I still use MDVR 150s and I think the 450s or the 700s for monitoring because they just sound so sweet. Yeah. And we were getting a really good sound out of that. Yeah, but let's rewind a little bit. Before you were working with me, bless him, Dr. S. Gash. And he did a few tunes with you.
Yeah, done.
And then basically I was like, Peds, because Aston was getting really busy, and I was like, Peds, man, I need an engineer. Like, I need to get in and do these remixes. Yeah. So that was on the cusp of 92, 93, and then I kind of started to come down regularly once a week. Yeah. And then we moved to that, and then we were at Mum's and Dad's house for a good few years, and then you got the shop, and then the shop was at the back of the of the shop. We had the studio, and you had the flat upstairs.
Yeah, so I had a wicked little record shop in Hitchin in Hertfordshire. Yeah, had a nice 3-bedroom flat above. I had space at the back for the studio. It was perfect. And
how long was we there for?
I think I had that for about a good 4 or 5 years. Yeah. And then he used to come down, and we used to do stuff in the studio at the back. But I was working with. I only done a couple of things with Dr. S. Gachet. It's funny actually. I just got the promo today of the reissue of his track "The Dreamer" with my remix on the other side. Okay. It's getting reissued and re-released through Night Force. Okay. And so I've done a couple of things with him, and then Peds introduced me to you, and we started working together. Yeah, back in 92, 93.
92, that was, and we went right through to the early. Yeah, it must have been 2000s, I think.
Yeah, early 2000s.
We had a good 10, 15 year run. I mean, we had what we call the golden years, is where I remixed a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you do a lot of remixes, and I was helping you out a lot back then. Then I kind of like you said, I was getting a bit harder on you. It was like raising a kid. I had to like go hard on him. Like, no, you got to do it. You got to learn. Otherwise, you know what I mean. I can't be there all the time for you. You know what I mean?
This is what I'm saying. When you have an engineer and you're trying to relay everything. I mean, you can clearly hear the rough and the smooth, and that's why I think it worked well. Like when we done "You Got Me Burning Up," it was that. I mean.
Yeah, because that was more of a collaboration where I had more of a production input, whereas all the other stuff it was more
engineered.
Yeah, I was more of an engineer. So you tell me.
But that was the first time that and I think we did Hyper on Experience as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we did,
and then we did another one for Jimmy.
Yeah, for
Made
Jimmy.
in 2 minutes.
Yeah, Made in 2 minutes.
We did a few collabs. Yeah, but I believe that. Like we had a good ruling of the world at that point, because wherever you turned, they were playing. You did well.
Yeah, I mean, you were in prime position. You were at Black Market.
And I could see what was happening.
You could see what was happening. You were seeing all the people come in. You know what tunes were
popping.
Were popping off, and you say, "Well, let me do a remix." So you're in a prime position.
Well, but that's strategically like we all done, because we knew that it was to feed the machine. You had to work. I mean, some days, Gav, we'd be going home with no money because we'd spent all the money on records.
Yeah, of course.
And how many times have we done that?
Oh,
how many gigs have we gone to? We never got paid.
Yeah. Plenty. Plenty.
So
the
struggle was hard.
Three or four people on the dance floor.
Well, pay the bill, eat some food, buy some records. Buy some records. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And we leave the bill to the end of the week.
Yeah.
And it was a struggle because when we first started, no one was really. We were travelling up. I think what people don't. You know, like what you do, jungle, drum and bass. They don't even know that we were travelling up north, down south, west, north, east, west, playing to empty places, and then it took off. But it was a good few years before it took off. There was a lot of groundwork going on there. If you've just tuned in and we've had a few little problems with the sound and the mic, don't worry about that. We're here. We're doing our thing with the legendary Nookie. I want to talk about, we're kind of 91, 92, 93, 94 now.
Okay.
I want to talk about Reinforced Records.
Yeah, okay.
And I want to talk about your affiliation with them and how that came about. I mean, for us, Ian would come round from Reinforced. He'd have the promos. We'd be buying the promos directly off of the van.
Yeah, so that's exactly the same. I mean, because I was at Red Records at the time, and Ian used to come in. Basically, Reinforced consists of 4 people: Ian, Gus, Mark, and Digo. 4 hero. So Ian used to come around with all the promos. So I knew him from them days, and I've always had big respect for the label and what they were doing.
Cutting edge, break, like miles ahead of what was going
miles
on.
ahead, And at that time, Goldie was kind of emerging as this mad geezer from the Midlands. He used to see down at Rage every Thursday, and he got he linked up with the Reinforced boys and that. And at that time, I was doing a few things with Moving Shadow as well, and obviously my own label, Daddy Arms House. And Goldie took me in a little corner in Rage in Heaven one Thursday and said, right, I want an EP off you for Reinforced. So I said, okay, no problem, And then that's when I'd done the Return of Nookie EP on Reinforced. But I knew the Reinforced guys before, so it was kind of like a natural progression. You know what I mean? To do something for them was a dream come true, and them guys are they're still like family to me. They treat me really well. Big up Dico and Gus and Mark, Mannix.
Foundation, man.
And Ian.
Next level. Big up Ian as well, the unsung foot soldier hero that was always on road and pushing the record, And that those fundamentals, when you look at that, I mean, that was 35, some of it's 30 years ago, some of it's 35, 40 years ago, coming up to...
And they were coming from the kind of Detroit techno background as well, so it kind of fit. They were well into their underground resistance and the Detroit and the Chicago stuff. So it was, it was kind of like a match made in heaven. And like I said, I was still doing stuff with Moving Shadow under Cloud 9, because I've known Rob since...
Parliament Records.
Yeah, Parliament Records, and when he used to come in with the white labels, before Moving Shadow, he used to just come in with white labels, trying to sell his productions. It was an interesting time back then.
I mean, you actually took the tracks that I'd done to Sai, and really it was Sai and Sean that signed me for that single, and then obviously Rob. They was like, look, you need to sign this tune to Moving Shadow. So and you brought me in there. So and it's unfortunate that sometimes people part, and it's like anything. Everyone just finds their own path and goes their own way.
Yeah, that's natural, isn't it?
And that's how it is. But those years of Moving Shadow, Voodoo Magic,
amazing,
it was next level.
Yeah, it was groundbreaking what they were doing, and they were kind of the first label that were actually running a proper record label. You know what I mean? They saw the bigger picture.
Like Hospital, like
Hospital. Today, exactly. They were doing it properly.
Of that day.
They wanted to do proper tours, and to do different.
Well, we
different
went out with
records
Rob,
and-
didn't we, to Japan on tour? That
he
was a
goes.
make or break.
Here he
But
goes.
they say you only know people when you go abroad.
Yeah, that was one of our first like proper overseas gigs abroad, wasn't it? When we went to Japan.
Yeah.
Me, you, Foul Play, Flux,
Yes.
and Rob Playford.
Yeah.
Yeah. We saw some.
Big shout out to Foul Play. Obviously,
Yeah, of course.
We lost Brad.
Yeah, we lost Brad. Yeah, big up to Braddy. He's an amazing geezer.
Next level.
Oh,
This guy was so
guy,
tall,
Rob.
mate. He was like 6'7",
Yeah,
6'4", maybe.
Yeah.
Towering, towering guy.
Yeah.
And you'd look up at him, and he'd just be so softly spoken.
Yeah,
You'd be like,
yeah.
what?
But you knew not to mess with him.
Oh, mate.
He would have it.
Yeah.
I saw some things in Japan, and he taught me a few things in Japan, and I'll never forget that because he was an amazing
R.I.P.
geezer.
Brad. We
Yeah,
love
and
you,
big up
brother.
John.
Like
as
these,
well.
yeah, big up John. How's John? Have you spoken to him? Seen him?
Yeah, I seen actually a couple of years ago. Yeah, he done.
How is he?
Yeah, he's all good.
Is he still making music?
Yeah, he's still making music. He's doing some
Wow.
house stuff, and also obviously Steve Gurley was the third member of Foul Play, and obviously Steve Gurley's doing his thing still. Amazing talent, Steve Gurley.
I mean, that combination of what they did back then.
Yeah, before, even like prior to Moving Shadow, when they were doing stuff on their own label, was groundbreaking. We used to sell bucket loads of their records in our shop, and then Cy was like from Two Bad Mice. He was the main A&R person for Moving Shadow, and he got you involved, and then he got Foul Play and a whole heap of
he signed
artists.
a lot of artists. There was a nice group of us of what was happening and what we were doing.
Yeah.
I got to ask you, if you've just joined us, this is the Blueprint. This is with one of my good personal friends, family to me. Like, we've been everywhere. We've been abroad. We're like when you're living it, breathing it, eating it. I wanted to talk about Fab and Groove, and I wanted to talk about the importance of Rage. There's a lot of people that might not have this clear, so I just wanted to make it very clear.
Yeah.
If there was no Fabio and Groove Rider,
absolutely.
there would be no us.
Of course, yeah.
Right? Like, period.
Yeah.
Whatever part of jungle drum and bass that you are in right now, you need to realise that these two DJs, smashed the soundscapes of what you are listening to and what is the blueprint, whether it's jungle, whether it's tech, whether it's liquid, whether it's rollers, and every single DJ that has come through now has been influenced by the 100 of souls that they blessed and played our music.
Yeah, they
because obviously
foundation,
all of
they
these
were the
youngsters are
foundation.
influenced by whoever they're influenced, whether you're Adam F or Fresh or Trace and Status or Sigma or Blade Runner or King of the Rollers or whoever you want to say, T.I., Critical Impact, all of these people, but Spearhead Records included, Hospital, Shogun Audio, Friction, Mampy Swift. I'm just naming a few, but that just carried on and obviously gone on to something else. Some of it good, some of it bad, some of it commercial, but it's the cogs of the wheel that make it where it is today and has made jungle drum and bass as important as hip hop in the world, because now we've got our mark.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, they the original foundation.
How did it feel to you when we'd be listening up there? We see them in the cage and they played one of your tunes. How did it make you feel? What can you describe that to me?
You can't really describe it. You know what I mean? It's just it's undescribable. Like, you just hear your tune being played by one of these, these peers of yours. Fabio, Groove, they're the proper foundation of drum and bass. You know what I mean? The path of drum and bass, what it's led to now, if you go back to the beginning of that path, that's Fabio and Ryder. Do you know what I mean? They're the ones that laid the foundation. I remember seeing Groove playing at Crazy Club at Astoria, and when he used to play my tunes, and when he used to come to the record shop, you know, it's like you're speechless. You were just in awe of these people.
You seemed a bit emotional. It seemed to be bringing memories
kind of
back.
Memories
it
back,
was because I like when they used to mix my tune in. I was like, "Is that my tune coming in?"
Yeah.
You might tap me on the back or grab me around the neck. I'd be looking, Pidge. I'd be looking. You hear the bass line dropping. You see 2,000 people popping, and it's like,
but
boy, this is my tune, you know.
But you know, even now. Like,
and it gives me goosebumps. You can't see.
Yeah,
that,
even now, when you know, when they do their Rage Back at Heaven a few years ago, and
they played Give a Little Love.
Yeah, played this and Sound of Music, and that it's exactly the same feeling.
Yeah.
To have these people that and these DJs are you know, so important in the scene, having them play your tune, it just makes it all, you know, worthwhile.
And I think also because we were working class and we come from nothing and we were trying to have something.
Yeah.
Like we come from nothing.
Yeah.
Our parents were immigrants. They came here after the wars.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it wasn't easy growing up, bro.
No,
Do you know what I'm saying?
because they had to build their own lives up and their own families up and bring their own families, you know, to the best way they can. And yeah, it was a struggle for them, and yeah, it was a struggle for us back in the days. But I think we're kind of fortunate that we are kind of the last generation that experienced that whole record shop, and the Saturdays, going down there on a Saturday afternoon, the whole, you know, there's no mobile phones and the proper raves, and you know, experiencing that, you know, that classic vibe. Now it's a little bit different, but I think I feel fortunate that, you know, that we were the kind of last generation. Yeah, we grew up in that era. Exactly.
We managed to be digital stroke digital kids, because we had to adapt very quickly because things were changing all the time, Gav.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But we adapted. Something we adapted quite well, because we always found different ways to kind of beat the system, shall we say?
What was your? So we had a good run. We were now running our labels. We were doing what we were doing. You were putting on Liquid Nights, and you had quite a big impact in what was going on for a good few years, doing your own nights in London.
Yeah, so I was doing my own nights under the name of Atmosphere, deeper drum and bass. Yeah, I just wanted a small kind of outlet for the more musical, more deeper side of drum and bass in London.
And the label was called?
And the label was Fusion Records. That's and then Fusion Digital, when we went to all digital. And yeah, we took Atmosphere around the world as well. We've done a few gigs abroad. It was really good. And had some.
What
some
was that? That
events.
was 2000 and...
That was early 2000s, maybe 2003, 2004. Up to about 2008, 2009. We've done some pretty good parties. I think you played it a few.
Yeah. And we did a couple of cheeky PAs along the way, as people asked us to do our bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And then you kind of fell out of love, and then thought, you know what? Because the music business is so hit and miss. If you're not like working in the record shop, got the label, DJing, remixing, producing, radio, it can be quite overwhelming. And sometimes, even you're doing all of that, you're still in a void. We were talking off camera the other day with Mr. Quest. Bro, the amount of times that you roll a dice and don't pay the bill, or put a party on, don't pay something, even working in the record shop, having a shop, you've got stock to buy, stock to sell, however it is, you're trying to turn and live and survive that money.
Yeah, it's all hustle.
Had you just reached the point where you just, you went to go and set up a very successful business with your simulation cars, and then, after doing that and establishing it and probably making more money in that than you ever did out of music, that you then went, I'm actually going to come back now? Yeah,
it kind of gave me the freedom to go back in the studio and express myself. There wasn't no pressures. You know what I mean? There was back in the day, there was a lot of pressures of, you know, like you say, paying the bills and, you know, DJing and producing and trying to earn money, and it was hard back then. And the music kind of, for me, it gone a little bit wobbly. Yeah, lost its soul. So yeah, put it that way, lost its soul. And but I've always been into different types of music as well, as you know, like techno and house and down tempo and hip hop. But yeah, I took some time out to start my other simulation business, which was amazing and was doing really well. And that, like I say, that kind of gave me the freedom to kind of not worry about having to worry about where the next paycheck was coming from, and I was the bills were paid, and I could go back in the studio and just make music for the fun of it, which is what I originally intended to do when I first started making music. I just wanted it to be fun. I didn't want to have to go in the studio because you had to make an album that certain date, or you need to finish this EP or finish this remix by next week or something. I don't like to work like that. Some people can work like that. I don't like working like that. I need to
be free.
Yeah, be free and just be creatively free. And obviously during the lockdown, that gave me even more freedom, because there was no pressure in what I had to do in the studio. I just made music for the love of it, and there was no outlet. There was no having to give these tunes to a certain DJ to play at the club at the weekend, because there was no clubs going on. There was not much radio going on, and it gave me that freedom. And I made a whole heap of music, and that was my new album on Metalheads. That's the result of it. And I've done that album. I've done a couple of EPs, and I've done a whole techno album and a couple of techno EPs as well, all through lockdown. And it just came to me.
That binary,
the binary state stuff. So
wow.
It just all come to me when I was in the studio. I just felt free. I was just experimenting. That's how music should be, just experimenting, finding different sounds, different ways to create different sound designs, and it was good times.
Tell us about some of the people that obviously you brought in and you influenced. Lensman being one of them, right? Like he was on your label early.
Lensman,
days.
was on my label early.
Before he blew up, right?
Yeah, way before he blew up. Yeah, before he was making music, I knew him as a promoter in Holland. So he brought me out to his little town in Holland. I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, I played for him a couple of times, done a couple of parties, and we kind of kept in touch, and he started making music. So I helped him along with his production, and then, The Apprentice became the master. He's doing amazing. So,
that's nice to see that.
Yeah, definitely.
You've been at the influence of someone's early career, as we all have.
He's making some amazing
touched a lot of people. Do you know what I'm saying? And brought a lot of people in. Man.
Exactly. And I play a lot of his tunes, now, and he's doing really well. There's a lot of people that I've known from the start of their careers and that, and kind of just giving them a little bit of help along the way. I'm not taking in credit for anything like that, because they're their own producer and they're their own talent. You opened
the door for them and helped them.
Yeah, a little bit. I just helped them out. It's the same with a lot of the DJs. Back then we were using AIM for sending tunes to people. Yeah. So people would send me tunes and they'll ask me what I think, and I'll be on AIM and just telling them the bass line don't sound correct like that. And actually reminds me, Greg Packer, good friend of mine, he used to send me loads of tunes and loads of demos and that, and then I used to give him some advice, and his bass lines were always out of tune, always. And he fixed it up, corrected that, and then he started releasing stuff on Good Looking, and now he's like probably one of the biggest DJs and producers in house music, as Dr. Packer. Wow. Do you know what I mean? So big shout going out to Greg, really nice guy as well. And there's lots of people.
Tell us about Bookham. I mean, it's a match made in heaven when you listen to his influence and what Good Looking had, because you released on that label along with many other great artists. If you've just joined us, this is the blueprint. This is the legendary Nookie, DJ producer, and we're just going through the gears because this guy's achieved so much in his musical creativity, and not only that, just that, like he's telling, he's been a great inspiration from me. I'm raw, do you know what I'm saying? But I've learned to bring out that musicality because I'm an old soul boy. But you need someone to unlock what you've got inside, and then when you see the fruits of it, which is when they're being played at rage, and then you're like,
it's like any
you feel
successful
accepted,
partnership, isn't it?
And you feel like you've done something. I mean, even when I listened to when Randall used to mix "You Got Me Burning Up" and the place used to pop, it just gives you a little like, you know what, we made that tune.
Yeah, that was the first time I heard Sound of Music was when Randall played it at Paradise Club, because obviously I gave it to you as well, but I didn't go out with you at that time, and I went out to Paradise Club with Peds, and Randall played it for the first time.
Boss up the place.
Oh, amazing! Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. I knew I could picture where I was standing, the club, everything.
Give a Little Love. I mean. And that was when it was changing from kind of rave hardcore into the jungle. Because into the jungle, when I did the remix of Sweet Sensation, we were still using the 4/4.
Yeah, the 4/4. Yeah. Ryder always used to say to me, like, me and Dillinger were kind of the last ones to kind of keep with the 4/4 in what was going on. But with the break beats. And then it kind of phased out because it just got too fast to have the 4/4 in there.
But that whole influence of techno, and when I did that remix, even then. It was that you could see the difference because it was still between 88 and 92, and even though every 2 years or 18 months things were changing really quickly, but the sound would still take a little bit more time to do what it needed to do. It's nuts. I wanted to bring us.
Book 'em.
Sorry, I've got sidetracked.
So big up Dan.
Yes, book 'em. What are you saying, brother?
Dan, I love him to bits. Probably him and Fabio, my favourite. Sorry, Ray, but my favourite DJs.
That's all right.
But
of course, because that's your thing.
Yeah, that's my thing.
That musical,
the musical thing. And Dan, I've known before. Good looking. He used to come in. Same as a lot of the DJs and artists. He used to come in the record shop, buy records. He used to come in with his big afro and
glasses.
And his glasses, and he's just selling records. And
but he's classically trained.
Yeah, he's classically trained.
And that's why, like, what you can hear.
Yeah, musically,
like, mate.
he
knows. when you heard Demon Themes, or
my God,
it's just like I remember hearing Fabio play that and the intro itself, and when all of those tunes that he did, like they were just. Next level.
He took it on a different level. Yeah. He went a different route, and he championed that sound and that route, and what he done with Good Looking and how they run the label was second to none. They run it as a proper label.
Changer.
Yeah, proper game changer. Moving Shadow kind of.
Shout out Phil from Basement. Yeah, obviously he had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, they helped him out in the early days. But Moving Shadow took it to one level, running as a proper label. But Good Looking, they took it to a next level.
And they were worldwide. That Earth series.
And Hospital learned a lot from Good Looking. And Dan, amazing DJ. Brilliant producer. We've been mates from time, and to release stuff on his label was another dream come true, another milestone, and being around them, that talent of artists that he had on the label was amazing. And Blame, and Seba, and Makoto, and DRS, Conrad, and going on tour and everything, and doing some crazy gigs with him. It'd be
opening up the door to the world, really.
Yeah, exactly. And the tours that we used to do were just absolutely madness. Yeah, not a lot that I can repeat on air, but it was. They were really good times.
What happens on tour stays on tour.
Exactly.
Gav, I wanted to bring you up to a couple other things. We had a few releases on Absolute Records, alongside Doc Scott, Simon Bassline Smith. Again, other game changers.
Yeah.
You know, like things that were that now we look back at, and Night Force are repressing.
Yeah.
Got a big shout out to Night Force,
big
who's
up,
come
Chris.
in, who's probably one of the in my mind, one of the best outfits to ever come through, and actually go, we want to give you some money, and we want to put your old stuff out, and just lovely people to work with.
Yeah, I was just such a nice guy. A bit too nice. You're a bit too good to be true, Chris. But yeah, he's a really nice guy.
He is.
But you know what? He's kind of seen the music business, and he's taken the drum and bass scene for what it is, and he's like, you know what? This needs cleaning up. This needs cleaning up. This needs cleaning up. And he's just taken it, and he's taken all of us to the next level, and.
We get to ride that wave again.
Yeah, ride that wave again, and he's giving the punters what they want, and that's the main thing. Is, you know, the punters, they want represses, they want remixes, and they want box sets, and what he's doing is absolutely amazing. You know, so yeah.
Big up Chris from Night Force. We're hailing all our good friends. If we've left you out, it's not intentional. We've only got 2 hours, and there's so many to thank. Pedro, we love you. One of our soldiers from day one. Funny, the amount of times we've gone out and laughed. I want to shout out Chrissy, Five Alive.
Yeah, big up Five Alive.
Alive.
Big shout out to Chrissy.
How did you meet Chrissy, and how did you start working with him?
Chrissy I met when he was, oh my God, 14, must have been at 14, 15. When I was at the record shop in Hitchin, I think that's when I had my record shop in Hitchin. Yeah, Barrington used to work for me.
Big shout out to Barrington and Concrete, because we was resident at Warning.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it all went Pete Tong, and I haven't been there since. So big up Pete. I haven't played there for about 10 years. I think the last time I played there, I did it for Jungle Cakes, and Pete wasn't even around. But that.
Because Chrissy Five Alive, he was like the resident MC.
He was the resident with
for
Concrete.
Warning, with Concrete and Barrington.
And we were there all the time.
Yeah, Barrington and Concrete used to work in my record shop. Yeah. And so I met Chrissy that way, and I've always liked him as an MC. He's got such a powerful voice for such a little geezer. Like when you hear him, you think like, oh, must be this big black dude or something, and then you see him and he's like this small little mousy white geezer. And but yeah,
so big up Chrissy. Yeah, we love you, bruv. Yeah. It would have been nice to get him on the show, but we'll do a little. I'm doing a Dread takeover, hopefully before Christmas, so we'll invite you guys back there. Yeah. I also wanted to shout out Stu Banks from Eclipse.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so Cambridge was another one of our stops,
Banks,
and also
and his brother.
We used to work a lot at Norwich at the Waterfront.
Yeah.
I forgot that geezer's
name. Dave, isn't it? There was his brother. Dave?
Dave passed away.
Yeah, Dave passed away. His brother. Because I think you played there once. That was in Norwich, and me and Peds come down there with you. I think Pesce was playing as well, and.
Well, they were doing parties in Norwich. They did a lot at the Eclipse in Cambridge.
Yeah,
because that was their spot. That's where Banksy's been around forever. Because I used to go to the Case to Soul weekenders with him. Yeah. To listen. So Stuart, if you're out there, bruv, we love you. Mate. We're name checking you right now. And looking back, like how would you describe the journey that you've been on?
A roller coaster. It's like everyone, especially in the music business.
It's had its highs,
highs and lows.
But you still love it.
Yeah, I still love it.
You've probably fallen back in love with it because it's on your own terms.
Yeah, I think so. Music business. Someone told me back in the day, if you haven't been burnt in the music business, you're not in the music business because you have to have been burnt. There's things you learn in the music business, and I wouldn't change a thing. All them lows that I've had is made me the person I am today, and the highs will stay with me forever. And something that I can look back on, and I feel pretty proud of what I've done, and but it's not the end of the journey yet. I still got lots to give.
Do you feel like you just started, Gav?
Yeah, kind of in the middle, in the middle. Not just started, but yeah, I've still got a lot to give. I still love making music. I still love DJing.
I think this is our testimonial kind of fine wine time.
Yeah,
you know, like we know what we know.
Yeah,
we've lived our life, and now
we look at it.
Express ourselves,
yeah, and we can look at it. We can look at it differently now. We look at it with more, more experienced eyes and
gratitude and being humble.
Yeah, exactly. A bit more. Yeah, definitely more humble.
The bushes,
yeah, definitely more humble.
To the wolves. I mean, there's always challenges, but you've just got to navigate your way through that because it is, I mean, with both of us, I've dedicated our lives to black music. It's been an amazing journey. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah.
And yeah, like you said, I mean, let's come to the album now.
Yeah.
I mean, oh gosh, the Binary album. When you sent me that. Yeah. I actually played a couple of the tunes on the show because I just could not play them. Do you know what I'm saying? And music is how you feel. Yeah. Tell us about how the album came about with Goldie on Heads.
Yeah, I mean,
tell us about the title, Hero.
Yeah, that Hero track is off my Nookie album. The Binary State stuff is my techno project, and I've always sent Goldie my tunes, and yeah, he just went crazy for the techno stuff, and that's why he started Head State, the techno label, as a sister label to Metalheads. But yeah, that was all, like I said before, it was all done in the time of lockdown, and it just came together.
So you'd never made the album for Heads, you were just making the album?
I wasn't making music for anyone.
Did you ring you up and say, yeah, I'm gonna...
Yeah, I wasn't making music to anyone. Right. I wasn't making it... the only person I was making it for was myself. Yeah. And if I liked it, that was good enough for me. And that was the kind of attitude I wanted to get back to. Because back in the day when I first started making music, that's all you had. You just, as long as you're pleased with what you were producing, that's good enough. And that album and the Binary State album, I just making music for myself. If I like it, it's cool. If anyone else likes it, it's a bonus. And that's the whole attitude I wanted to bring to my productions. And I think that came across because, especially in tracks like Missing You and even like Hero, I was just making musical tracks that I was feeling, not necessarily aimed at the dance floor. Do you know what I mean? It was just tunes that music that I was feeling and putting together. They just came together. And yeah, hooking up with Ruth Royal was that's just next level. What she brings to the table, with them tunes that we've done together, I'm like 50% of that production. The rest, she writes. Yeah, she writes the lyrics and the harmonies, and the top lines are actually amazing. And she's really a nice person to work with as well. I mean, you know what it's like. We've worked with a lot of vocalists in the past, and they're not the easiest of people to work with. But she was just like a dream.
I'll tell you some stories, but that's probably never coming out. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe for
but that's how you learn. It is very difficult sometimes to get the best out of someone when they think they know best.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're actually trying to help them, saying, no, do it this way. And they're like, nah, I'm doing it this way.
Exactly.
We've had all of that.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you on a personal level, a drummer and a bass and a piano.
Oh, right,
bro, that tune, man. When you made that tune, that also changed as we have done, Gav, individually and together. We changed the direction of what was happening because it was kind of. There's been times when jungle drum and bass has been slipping down a slippery slope, and then suddenly something comes in and helps change the direction.
Yeah.
I got to big up Ed Rush and Optical, that clinical Mackie sound. I got to big up Trace. I got to big up even some of the early guys like Crystal when he made that tune. Oh my God! When we heard them drums, do you know?
Meditation, Walk Drive,
and Edge Records. No, not Edge. Who was the other geezer that was using some mad drums, and it was a little independent label. It was green. Oh, what was it called? There's so many. Even that Mad Dog tune. Do you remember that Mad Dog tune? By Black Dog. Black Dog.
Yeah, Black Dog was one of my inspirations as well. Yeah, Black Dog with the techno
all
stuff.
of those. And then when you listen to Nightmares on Wax, and when you listen to Early Warp, do you know what I mean? And all of those labels had such a bearing on us. But yeah, tell us about that tune.
I forgot what tune we're talking about now.
You got me at it now. Bass, drum and piano.
Oh yeah, drum, bass, piano.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually was a track that I remember making because, I was fed up with the scene and fed up with how the music was going. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to make something really simple. And the title was just going to be so simple as well. That's why, hence I called it a drama, bass and piano, because that's all it was, a drama, bass and piano. And it's just more about the vibe and about how you piece things together. And I've always said in productions, like people are asking me for tips on producing. Oh, how'd you make a banger? How'd you make a top 10 hit? And like, there's no set formula.
No.
And people always moan about what samples you use and using aim and break and blah blah blah. And I've always said it's not what you use, but it's how you use it. Yeah, you can use it in a totally different way. Use your imagination, your creativity to take it to a next level. And even to 30, 40 years later to this day, people are mashing up the aim and break and creating different ways of doing things. Yeah. And it's sounding totally different. So that tune was like more of a kind of sod it. I'm just a really simple tune, and it's just all about the vibe. And done really well for me. And Origin Unknown, Andy C and Miles done a remix for me. Which was released on Reinforced, and they've done an amazing job.
Yeah, I mean, got big up Andy C, even when he was a young youth.
Yeah.
Warming up at Wax Club, Yeah. Like playing.
He's come a long way.
Playing in a hostile environment. Let me tell you, Wax Club was not easy.
Yeah.
And for him to be warming up there, he's earned his dues, bro.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
you couldn't even say anything else about that.
No.
Couple of things, Gav, because I think we've already gone over the hour. Would you believe it? I wanted to ask you about the people. What's your advice? Because let's be honest, let's have it right. There's some amazing producers out there. There's some really good music being made, some great talent, but there's a lot of lost people that are not and haven't got that beginning, middle, end, even in the even in their set. And maybe they need to, because we always refer to, you need to reach deeper into your soul to pull it out, to make it memorable. Yeah. Otherwise, it just sounds like everything else. What would be your advice to any young producer coming up, or artist? What would the three things be that you would say as a connoisseur yourself, and also working with vocalists?
Yeah.
And I know I'm trying to limit it to three things, or maybe five things. But what would be the most important things?
Well, the most important thing that I've definitely learned throughout the years is just to be yourself. It's simple as that. Just be yourself. To be your own artist. Don't try and copy everyone else. Just have your own sounds. Try and be creative. I really think today, 2023, the scene, the drum and bass scene is changing. It's starting to go back and underground, which is in a way is a good thing. And you always have that mainstream of the drum and bass aspect, which is also a good thing as well, because it introduces new audiences to drum and bass, and then they find the different sounds and different aspects of our music. And
they go a bit
go a bit deeper. They get maybe into a bit more the vocal stuff or more soulful stuff and the more liquid stuff. But the kids these days, they see drum and bass as a pop culture now, but we will always be there as an underground on an underground level. Drum and bass is always going to be underground music, no matter what they say. That's it.
100%. If you've just joined us, you're in for a super treat, because you can rewind and watch the whole interview, and then you're going to be blessed with Nookie playing some beats for us. Gav, who do you want to thank through this journey of ups and downs.
Oh my God, too many people. And I know if I start, I'm going to piss a lot of people off and they're going to be on at me. Oh, you didn't mention my name, blah, blah, blah. Right. So I'm not saying anyone. Okay?
So
I think
everybody that's basically been in your life and that you've been
Yeah, exactly, because I can't remember.
There's too many
I can't remember what I had for breakfast.
This brother here has been a lifelong friend. We've had some mad ups and some mad downs in our life, but we always check for each other. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for Pedro for introducing me to Gav, because he's been a great inspiration. And to have, it's 30 years of Dread next year, bro.
Yeah,
That's crazy. And man's still here.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled by the white beard, you know. And actually, we've got a special event happening next year. I can't say too much about it. Gav's actually playing with Pedro, a little back-to-back, to celebrate XXX 30 years. I can't believe it. We're going to play some music for you now. We're going to roll out. Please keep sharing the show wherever you are. Mad love and respect if you was there from back in the day. And yeah, we're going to get Nookie to play some tunes right now. And yeah, peace. Yep. Stay tuned. Keep rolling, man. This is what we do. Gav's going to get ready. I'm going to move the chairs out. I'm going to do a little bit of hosting on the mic whilst we get ready. You got your bag and all that over there?
Yep.
And yeah, he's going to plug in and go in. Can you believe it? Blueprint business. I'm so gassed we get to do this, our second series of Blueprint. I want to big up my Thames Delta family. I want to big up Mr. and Mrs. Quest. I want to big up all the resident DJs and MCs that pass through to come and do their shows. And what an amazing platform. Little radio station in Grays, you know, making big moves, you know. And we get to have legendary artists and friends like this on the show. So we can't thank you enough. Do you know what I'm saying? You're in for a treat, because my man can DJ. He can draw two tunes. And if you know about Nookie, then you know about Nookie. If you don't, you best go run, tell your family and your friend, oh my gosh, it's the Blueprint. You know what I mean? This is what we do. Hey, man's got a little Dread Recordings hat on today. Fantastic. So yeah, we're just going to roll out. We're going to play some tunes. We're going to let the music breathe and speak. We want to say a big shout out to Ruth Royal, all the labels that have supported Gav from back in the day. If we didn't name check you, it's not personal. We've only got a couple of hours. Tell me when you're ready, Gav.
Not yet.
Bring this mic down a little bit over there. There you go, so we can see old Gav. And yeah, we've got continued guests coming up along the series. We've got 10 slots, and I think we've done about 5 slots now. Is this our 4th slot or our 5th slot? I can't remember, but I'll come back to you. 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. One, two. Right now it's the Nookie Live, you know. It's the Blueprint, baby. This is how we roll. As we let the beats roll out, it's the Nookie.
From
Gosh, it's the Nookie as we take you through the soundscapes, as we get a little bit jazzy. Some big people's music on the blueprint, you know. This is Nookie if you've just tuned in. Ray Keith on a little hosting one. We've enjoyed the interview today. This is what we do, people. Blueprint business. Oh gosh. 1 hour mix and then we're out of here. The sound of the Nookie. Big shout out to Five Alive, we love you, bro. Shouting out the Peds, shouting out the Blame. Shouting out Roof Royal. Go out and buy the album, it's out on the 13th of October on Metalheads. Check out the vinyl, Hero. As we roll out, people, it's the Nookie. as we take you deeper. Listen to the soundscape, people. It's the Nookie. Some musical journey business. Nice and smooth. Keep those comments coming in, please. Some love heart emojis for the Nookie. Come on. Legendary business, you know. As we take a moment to pause. You're in tune to the blueprint. Nookie on the decks. As we roll.
Anything you want, and sure.
Nookie. 2B line in the place, you know. As we take you on a musical journey, a beginning, a middle, and an end coming up. Shouts out to Fabio, shouts out to Groove Rider, the two Dons. Gosh. Check out the brand new Nookie album, Improvisions, out on Friday at the end of the week, Friday the 13th. Check out the vinyl limited edition, Heroes. Big shout out to the Goldie. Big shout out to TC1. Big shout out to the Metalheads crew. Here we go. Oh gosh, here we go. It's the Nookie. As we pause it for a second, here we go. It's the blueprint, baby. We've got 20 minutes left. Shouting out Too Bad Mice. Shouting out the original Foul Play. Big shout to the Dr. S. Gachet. Shouting out to Chris from Night Force. Picking up Floyd from the House Crew. As we roll out with the Nookies, the blueprint. Sounded like it had a little dread imprint on it, you know what I'm saying? John Rolodex, you know, jeez. Shouts out to John Rolodex, you know, original business. Banging.
Those mysterious corners of the mind.
soundscape. Jeez. As we get a little bit dirty and grimy at the end, as we always do. Salute to all the originals that keep this music going. The sound of underground London. It's Nookie. It's the blueprint, baby. Watch out for 30 years of Dread next year. XXX. Live and direct. It's the Nookie. The light, the dark. All the shades. Picking up all the originals, all the pioneers, MCs, DJs, promoters. I'll be MCing for you. How mad is that? It's the Nookie.
Yeah, we should go back.
You expecting someone?
Not really. I think you got the real pill.
Yeah? You hope or you think?
Just balance.
If you've just tuned in, it's the Nookie. Make sure you watch the interview back. Legendary status. Don't forget, check out his album, which comes out on Friday on Metalheads. The Nookie just rolling out on the blueprint. Jungle business. Nice. Codex. Extend that chest. Can I get an amen, please, as we come to the end of the set? Some original business from the Nookie as we take you through the gears. Mix and blend the sounds. As we take you on a musical journey, it's the Nookie. Some classic business. Blade Runner, you know. Original Dread Business. What? Blade Runner on the remix. We give thanks. It's the Nookie. Only you know. If you know, you know. Some Blueprint Business.
Only you, baby.
My days. Don't forget, Nookie's album comes out Friday the 13th. Catch me at Hootenanny with my band Renegade on Saturday. What? Blade Runner, you know. Nookie and the music. What? Nookie's not messing about, mate. Article done business, legendary. Send this one out to all junglists around the world you don't know. Can you feel it? Absolutely outstanding. Some signal right now for the Nookies, the Blueprint, picking up Thames Radio, some original business. The sound of underground London and the foundation of jungle drum and bass. One of the original pioneers of this thing, the Nookie. Comes to the last tune from the Nookie, a little tune by Madcap. Bangers. If you didn't manage to catch the show, please have a little rewind. Sharing is caring. It's the Blueprint. Showcasing some of the pioneers of jungle drum and bass, Nookie being one of them. Legendary Status My Bridging. That was banging, bro. Don't forget his album comes out this Friday. Make sure you go and buy that chisel. Banging, I'm telling you, the album's outstanding. Don't Don't forget you can catch myself on Saturday. We're going to be at Hootenanny Brixton playing live, supporting Dr. Mika. Picking up the Madcap. God bless you. Thank you for the support. It's been amazing, fantastic. The Blueprint, baby. Peace, we're out of here.
Jungle is on them thing there.